Okay, so hello, my name is John Robinson, and this is my proposal presentation for my senior capstone, which is going to deal with the relationship between Christianity and pop culture in the US. So before I get into the rest of the slides, here's a overview on me. My name is John Robinson. I did my third year and still doing my fourth year, West Oahu. I graduated from Kauai High School. I have an associate's in science and creative media from my 2 years at KCC, and my current concentration is on general creative media. So here's my executive summary for this presentation. Firstly, for my capstone, I want to create a video essay based on all my research, and my thesis statement for said research is the definite effects of how Christianity is portrayed in US pop culture affects how movie audiences view Christianity as a whole. And my general rationale for the research conducted is that pop culture is a big factor of how people view the world. And for my significance section, it's going to be my discovery that there's actually a large overlap in the people who watch movies and Christians in the US. And I'll elaborate more on these points as I go through my slides. So again, this is my thesis statement about how Christianity, it being portrayed in pop culture, primarily in movies, in my capstone's case, if really affects how audiences view Christianity as a whole. It's a slow but steady way that it influences how people view that specific type of culture as a whole. And my rationale for everything is that pop culture has always been a factor in subtly shifting how people view the world. Movies, especially, can affect how the audience views politics and real world topics and problems, and religion is no different. As a religious person who also enjoys movies, I feel it's important to discuss the ways movies influence how Christianity is viewed in the US. Due to my research through reading several books, articles, and watching YouTube videos from very talented film critics, I believe I am very qualified to talk about this as for my capstone. So as for my plans, I mentioned that I wanted to make it in the form of a video essay, and a video essay would give me a lot of freedom in terms of actually giving my own commentary and displaying my research while also providing visuals to make my commentary more engaging. And this is the significance of why I feel like this is an important issue to really address with my capstone. So, from this 2024 study, roughly 63% of Americans, or 214 million people, watch movies in the US. There's variations across, like the different generations of baby boomers, Gen X, etc. But the general average is around 63%. And for my data, I actually made a pie chart for going into how popular Christianity is in the US. So this big light blue section is the people who believe in some branch of Christianity, which is around 62%, which is actually really similar to that 63% with for movies. So I feel like there's a lot of overlap here, and here's the other sections of people who believe in other religions and non-believers, of just like no one who believes in any religion. And so even though that Christianity is taking up 62% of this, to this also 2024 study, it's actually been on a slow decline. Like generally, it's just going more and more down with a few bumps in between here. And it could be for a multitude of reasons, but I believe that movies are one of the many different factors of why like Christians have been kind of like on the decline as recently. And so for my target audience, for my capstone, I would include it being people of faith, upcoming like either upcoming filmmakers or people who just enjoy watching movies and films in general, or people who are both. And I feel my overall demographic would be teens to young adults. Some are like, yeah, in like middle schoolers, high schoolers, or maybe even like college students that are getting interested in filmmaking and want to incorporate these types of themes into their work. So for my proposed solution, this is very much at the core on what my presentation is about. There's like that I believe that both Christian and non-Christian filmmakers shouldn't force the gospel and Christian ideals into their work, that they should be more naturally and subtly incorporated into their work. because if audiences are preached to, that makes them not willing to really engage into the topics actually being presented, and to not really talk down to their audience. And this would help film watchers be more engaged in their work, and filmmakers who oh, it's sorry. I was pointing at watchers when I was saying that, but yeah, it'll help filmmakers and the watchers like drum up more conversation on the work itself. And below this, I have the value of interpretation is key. It's not about converting people into Christians, it's about making better movies for everyone. For I am not trying to convert anyone with my capstone project. The main thing is just to look at this issue from my perspective, and from based on that, display how multiple perspectives are valuable regardless of faith. And here's my preparation for what I'm going to be doing for that video essay. I estimate from the amount of research I've done, the video might end up to be 15 to 25 minutes. It might be a little bit more, but I think it will just be that much, to long but not too long. For my editing software, I'm going to use Capwing. I've used it for multiple of my other college classes, and it's the video editing software I'm most comfortable with. And my final product will be uploaded to YouTube as an unlisted video. For my pre-production, it's mainly going to be writing the script that's going to be based quite a bit on the paper that we're writing for this class, and finding just more examples of forced and more natural incorporations of Christian themes, and I estimate the workload being 40-ish%. And for production, I'll actually start recording and editing all the footage together, and I'm using kind of modern, semi modern movies in here. I have K-pop Demon Hunters, and the Pinocchio movies are movies an example of ways that these themes can be subtly incorporated into a movie, if it's intentional or not, and the value of that interpretation. And for my post production, I'll be editing the video essay once more, and actually making the thumbnail in post production, because that'll probably be one of the last things I do once the actual video is done. And for my deliverable, I use this example because this is one of my sources for my work. I'll make a thumbnail. Might be probably not going to be exactly like this, but it's just that's the place where that thumbnail will be held. And the main bulk of the video will be probably me right now, as having my face cam talking, and it'll also cut to the piece of media I'll be discussing. And thank you. That'll be my presentation.